Hey guys, this is Cam15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another Pokemon Journeys episode review. This was the finale to the Sword and Shield arc. I thought it'd be much longer, but hey, it was still pretty good at the end of the day. Most definitely my favorite content we've gotten from this series because, let's be honest, we've had a few good episodes here and there, but 9 out of 10 times, this series has mostly been centered around filler and stuff like that. I don't know why my Siri activated, but okay. Yeah, so this was the conclusion. You get, obviously, the battle, the conclusion to all the, singular battles between Go and Ash. And then, you get the final battle against, I'm guessing you can now call it Final Form Eternatus. And stuff like that. So yeah, let's get to this week's episode. But I will say this. No, actually, I'm gonna say at the end of the video is my regards to the big, arcs that Pokemon actually decides to have time and put focus into. But yeah. Anyways, the episode starts off and we see that there are more Pokemon Dynamaxing all over Galar and stuff like that. And then we're obviously on the news feed. They're showing on the show, Eternatus gets to the top of Hammerlock Stadium and Leon goes to confront him. Now, what happens is it cuts back to Team Rocket and they're still getting chased from Gigantamax Meowth, but then they somehow make Meowth kind of remember what he's supposed to do. But it looks like he's going to attack Eternatus, but and at the same time, Leon's also going to try to Dynamax his Charizard, but Leon's Dynamax Pokeball goes back into regular Pokeball. Meowth kind of deforms from his Dynamax or his Gigantamax form, and essentially Rose makes a mention as he's battling Ash, like, oh, it seems like Eternatus is absorbing the Galar particles, which essentially means he's absorbing the Galar particles, which prevents other Pokemon from, or in the area, I guess, from Dynamaxing and stuff like that. So yeah, now Ash in the battle against Rose, he's starting to see that Rose is getting the upper hand, like, he's going in for attacks, but they're just blocking it. But then that's when Ash realizes, Caparaja uses offensive attacks, while Ferrothorn is the defensive Pokemon that gets in the way. So that's when he makes a strategy where he tries to throw their Rose's little battle plan kind of into a loop and kind of tries to mess up their formation. Rose kind of gets back under control and stuff like that, but eventually Ash kind of played into the trick of Rose and made each other's Rose's Pokemon hit each other, stuff like that. Now Go, on the other hand, he's fighting Olenia and using his Reboot against her Milotic, and Reboot, okay, now, well, Go gave the first order to use Ember. Now, please tell me, why would you repeatedly use Ember on a Pokemon? That is, you clearly have the disadvantage to, and then two, you're using Ember on a fucking Milotic. And the Milotic's firing back with Water Pulse. At least later on in the episode, Go's like, hey, I think we should try something else, but because Reboot's determination to win with Ember is the reason why he kept going with Ember and stuff like that. Even though later on they used Ember much better in that battle and stuff like that. Another thing too is Leon is also having trouble with Eternatus and stuff like that. Now, what happens in the battle with Rose and Ash, eventually they get cornered because Eternatus essentially fires, a beam and there's a whole rumbling thing. So that was pretty cool. It kind of throws Ash back for a loop, and when it looks like Caparaja and Ferrothorn are going to attack Ash, Riolo gets in the way, kind of blocks their attack, but he stands up to it, and because the determination of Ash and, him wanting to protect him, we all know essentially if you have Riolu in the games, you evolve through friendship. In the animes, they always make it where Riolu is always evolved by bonds they have with trainers, so something like that. And yes, Riolu evolves into Lucario. So guess what now? Ash finally gets a Pokemon that one has evaded him for so long, after 8 generations, and now 2, he has a Pokemon that's on his side that he predominantly 9 out of 10 times loses to. So now he's got himself a fresh Lucario, which is pretty cool. It was a really great moment, and stuff like that. He eventually beats Rose's Pokemon using Aura Sphere. Then, because of the determination of Raboot wanting to keep using Ember, he eventually evolves into Cinderace, and that's when Go finishes off Milotic with Pyro Ball and beats Olinia and stuff like that. So yeah, in other words, things going on. There was just a little side thing. We all know how, crap, I forgot the Dragon Gym Leader. Shoot, I forgot the Dragon Gym Leader's name. Oh my gosh, why do I forget his name? Oh, Raihan. I did find it funny. This is kind of a little off thing. Raihan does beat the Macrocosmos people with his Duraludon. And it's funny because he's talking to someone, he's like, if we weren't in this need of, dangerous, problems right now, I would ask you out on a date. But I gotta go take care of Pokemon. I'm like, Ninja, why don't you just go ask Sonya on a date right now and say, after this issue, you need to want to go out and stuff. So, okay. So Raihan wants to beat Leon in Pokemon battles, and it seems like he also wants to beat Leon in terms of, I don't know, getting a girlfriend or taking his girl from him, even though I think Sonya and Leon should have a thing going on between them. But okay, they're childhood friends, so it is what it is. I just found that hilarious. I was like, he totally kills the mood of the situation. He's like, oh yeah, I would ask you on a date, but, I gotta go save the world. So that was funny. Anyways, Ash and Go finally, catch up with what Leon's doing, and they eventually meet up. They see that each other's Pokemon have evolved, and stuff like that, which was freaking hilarious. It also seems to like Go's Cinderace now has the I guess you could say the playful, happy-go nature of his Score Bunny, as opposed to the more moody type of Raboot personality. So it seems like it seems like Cinderace went back to his Score Bunny phase where he's kind of more overjoyed and kind of more happy and is willing to be more outgoing than his second stage evolution and stuff like that. So yeah, eventually Leon loses and loses the fight, and they try to do their attacks on Eternatus, but it fails. But what happens is Leon actually tries to catch it with an Ultra Ball, which, cool. They actually use something else other than just a regular standard Pokeball. So, but that fails. Eternatus breaks out. It transforms into its final form where it looks like a damn serpent with a hand. I still don't know what the hell it looks like, what the hell that's supposed to be. It literally looks like a freaking hand. Like, seriously. Still, it looked visually stunning, though. The animation at this part in the episode was really freaking good. They would show in the background Rose and Olinia in their hospital in the helicopter, and Rose is just fanboying over the fact that Eternatus is like in its final stage and stuff like that. So, anyways, it fires a beam at the ground. It takes out everybody. So Ash and Goes with their Pokemon try to stand up to it, but their attacks have no effect on them. Eventually, it comes to the point where they get the sword and the shield. They eventually raise it because it starts lighting up, and then it's a way to call Zacian and Zamazenta. And eventually they do appear just like in the video games. At the last second they appear, and just like the video games, you do a tag team with them and with your Pokemon, with your rival, Hop, and you beat Eternatus or catch it, which is what happened. Ash and Go together caught Eternatus with the Gigantamax Pokeball, or the Dynamax Pokeball. They beat him. They were able to quell his rage. There was an interesting thing where it was fine, Eternatus was firing this attacks. One of the firing beams actually hit a Rose's helicopter and they landed somewhere. And anyways, after they beat them, we get the resolutions to the arc. One, we find out that apparently nobody knows where Rose's whereabouts are at. So now they showed his helicopter. They didn't show if it he escaped or is he somehow dead. It'd be dark if he did end up dying, but they said Leon's group is looking for him. and stuff like that. Sonya's also now a professor, because of this whole incident, the fact that she found out the truth about the heroes and who they really were and stuff like that. And then you also find out that the Pokeball holding down Eternatus, they put it in like a safe, like deep within the earth where nobody can obtain it. And essentially that's why Sonya is the professor now, because she's like, well, her grandmother's like, well, you know, now that you know the full story, now you're expected to know how to quell this thing now whenever it starts to break out. Ash and Go put the ancient sword and shield back in the shrine area, back in the Stormwind Weld. And yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, and that's where the episode and this arc ends off. And it seems like next week, which I saw, you know, on YouTube in terms of the promotion, it seems like the Mewtwo from the very first Pokemon movie is coming back. Not to say I don't have any problems with that, and okay, but it's like, do we really have to keep going back to fucking Mewtwo? Like, how many times do we have to go back to Mewtwo? Like, Jesus, the movies, they made a freaking 3D CGI movie that I've seen some of it. I still have yet to finish it, but it looked like garbage, to be honest. And what I mean is the CGI looked fucking garbage on it. The models of really the human characters. Pokemon models look good, and stuff like that. And then when was another time they brought back freaking Mewtwo? That one Mewtwo special, I think back, you know, when it was Pokemon Ash was in the Johto region. That one terrible black and white Pokemon movie with fucking Mewtwo and fucking Genesect. That, God, do not remind me about that fucking movie. Don't remind me about black and white in general. I hate black and white fucking series. That was probably the worst series, if not the worst series Pokemon. Some people actually love black and white. I'll respect you. In my opinion, I think black and white is the worst Pokemon series, hands down. That's why some people call it the series we will not name, or the forgettable series. So yeah. And then I don't know. I think Mewtwo has made a few appearances here and there every now and then, but other than that, that's really kind of it. And I'm like, we're bringing back Mewtwo again. I'll still watch it and review the episode because it seems like it's gonna be a big episode. But I'm like, could we like not go back with the old routes? They're bringing back old Pokemon. Okay, that's great. Can we see some old characters we haven't seen in like years? You know, like maybe a May or a Dawn. You know, heck, I'll even tolerate Cyrus or Silent and Iris. You know, can we see your X and Y gang members again? We're going back and seeing fucking Mewtwo from the fucking movie, which they said it's the same exact movie from the first movie. It's the same exact Mewtwo from the first movie. So, okay. At least the one good thing I saw from the episode previous, the animation looks to be good when Mewtwo will appear on screen. That's good. And then my ending topic for this video is, I really do like how the fact that the Pokemon anime, they do a really good job with these huge, big climactic arcs, whether it takes place whatever part in, you know, the respective season of the Pokemon current anime going on. But I do like when they have these big arcs, because they really do like, you know, they really do put their time and effort to making these arcs look really freaking good, and actually makes, in some cases, sometimes makes the arcs much better than the freaking games. Their Sword and Shield arc in the anime, I have to say, is much better adapted in the freaking anime than the games ever did it. Yes, was the game storyline fine for what it was, but, you know, the anime version took this up a notch because they gave, like, you know, development to characters we ain't never even got in the fucking games, and actually focused on some characters and actually made it like, oh, it's another end of the world situation that Pokemon likes to do, which Pokemon's been doing since the X and Y anime so well. You know, Black and White was supposed to start all that stuff out, but honestly, the Black and White, when they handled that shit, it flopped. You know, they had canceled one of their big Team Plasma arcs way back when the series first started up, obviously because, you know, there was like a huge freaking tsunami on the way at time, which is why they canceled it, which would have been actually a pretty good arc from what I heard. But then they tried to rectify with that, you know, past Team Plasma arc and the stuff like that, and that shit was just fucking terrible. Even, you know, the one Pokemon, the one that seems The one that when they brought back Team Rocket in Black and White 2, that was bad. It really started in X and Y, where they focused on a huge storyline and they actually like made it really fucking good. I still think the X and Y anime did the best arc adaptation, where it was like an end of the world type of situation. I thought that was handled the best. Sun and Moon did it here and now and then, and I do like it. I like the whole, they did the game storyline in, the original Sun and Moon's original game storyline with Lucamine, going over to the Ultra Beast. I thought that was still pretty cool because it made, Sun and Moon actually have a focus for once. I like the little Necrozma arc they had, which was pretty cool. The Guzzlord arc at the end, when Guzzlord showed up at the end of the Pokemon League for Sun and Moon, I thought it was pretty cool. Too. My favorite arc in the Sun and Moon for one of those type of battles was probably the Necrozma arc. I don't remember it much, but that was probably my favorite. So yeah, and then now here the Darkest Day arc, another end of the world type of Pokemon situation where the anime makes it and does a fairly good job on it. And like I said, I have to commend the anime. I do give the anime shit from time to time. I'm not gonna lie. The anime does piss me off sometimes, but when they really do have focus arcs where they're focusing on an arc that they're working hard to get to, they'll actually go balls to the wall and they'll actually make it good in terms of the animation, the story, and stuff like that. Like I said, that started since X and Y. As much as some people, love it, and the small number of population people hate the series, you can say Pokemon X, Y, and Z essentially is the renaissance for the Pokemon anime in an aspect of getting some fans who may have lost out of touch with the series back into the series. Even though Sun and Moon kind of made some people lose out of touch with the series again, Pokemon Journeys for the most part has been pretty good in terms of some episodes. But other than that, I enjoyed this arc and I like it. And I can't wait to see more Pokemon Journeys, and I can't wait to see what the next big arc is, which apparently is this Mewtwo arc. But okay, but you'll definitely see me next week because hey, it seems like it's gonna be a big week next week. And then in other news, if you do watch the Pokemon English dub on Netflix, on the side as well as alongside of this, the next batch of episodes, I believe they said, I heard will be releasing early December. I believe they said December 4th. I think that's the right date. I don't know. Don't spread this out and say, hey, this is a confirmed date. I know they put out a confirmed date for the next batch of episodes. I just don't know. You can look that up on, the internet and see when's the next batch of confirmed episodes for Pokemon Journeys, the series on Netflix for the English dub. But I still have barely watched that too. And I'm still in the second batch of episodes that have still released. But hey, it's good. I like the way how they're handling the English dub on Netflix. They're just uploading the episodes in batches. And all they're doing is just waiting for, the Japanese version to have a certain number of episodes so then they can get the rights to them, dub them, and then put them on Netflix and give you about 12 to 13 episodes. So I definitely can't wait to hear the Darkest Day arc dubbed. As much as not a lot of people are fans of the English dub of Pokemon, I'm still going to listen to it regardless because I still think it's a pretty decent dub for what it's worth. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, guys, I'm the Galar. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, so if you liked the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the Darkest Day arc adapted into the Pokemon anime. Do you think it was better than the game version of Sword and Shield? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, as well as hit that subscribe button to get more Pokemon Journeys content. And hit that notification button to get updated to any content I upload to the channel. I don't know if I'm trying to get my hands on a PS5. I don't know if I might do a PS5 unboxing video whenever I decide to get my hands on that. I haven't bought it yet. I have to somehow work through the issues of getting me one. And hopefully I do get me one sooner rather than later. Yeah, so maybe I'll think about doing an unboxing video for the PS5 if I get my hands on it, which might be pretty cool. Anyways, I'm the Galar, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Until then, stay safe out there, guys. Peace.